Mert Schaffer here with the latest Big Brother Canada evictee, Janine, the older players in the house are almost always targeted first. Was that the case here, and why do you think that is?
Absolutely. I think I was just the way the entourage is, they broke it down. Now there's only six people to choose from. Anthony obviously wanted to target a female player. So now we're down to three. And who's the odd man out? It's me. I'm older. I know the game. It just, luck was not on my side when it came to the first nominees.
How does the house really feel about Tola?
Ooh, I mean, everyone sees him for what he is. He's got a lot of ego. He thinks he's the best at things, and he just doesn't vibe with the house. His social game is in the pits.
Is there like an age gap? Like we're used to seeing on most reality shows, when you have sort of like a median age of like 25 to 30, the older
Mm-hmm.
people sort of are on the fringes. Was that the case here, or was it just a different circumstance that led to your dismissal?
No, I mean there was definitely times where Dennis and I would reference something, and everyone in the house would be quiet, and then me and Dennis would go like, I got you, I know exactly what you're talking about," and then vice versa. There was sometimes when I kept calling them the kids, when my kids would be
Mhm.
talking, like they would reference cartoons that I'm like, my kids watch those cartoons. I never watched those cartoons, so there was definitely an age discrepancy thing kind of happening there.
Tell me about the construction of the Women's Alliance.
Mm-hmm. So for me, I love working with women. I think women working together is a beautiful thing. We can do amazing things. And I just don't like when women are pitted against one another. And I went in this season thinking I want a woman to win. Obviously, I wanted myself to be that
Mhm.
person. Um, and then when I saw who the other house guests were, I'm like, this might be the season to do it. Everyone is very powerful. They're smart. They know the game. I'm like, maybe this is the time. And like, if that's my demise, obviously it was in the end. Um, I still left that house wanting a woman to win, and I set them all up for success. I gave them each tips on how I would move forward. And I could have blown up Spicy V's game when she told me that she told Anthony about the All Girls Alliance. I could have, in that moment, I could have blown up that entire house. But I said, no, this is going against everything that I'm standing for. And I want a woman in the end. And even if it is Spicy B after everything she did to me, still, I feel like I'll be a part of that. So that's
I
right.
was
That's,
Well, you answered my next question because I was going to
yes.
ask when Spicy V told you that she had been the one to sort of like out things to Doug. It seemed like you chose not to do anything, but I guess you just answered why, right? It's because of your commitment to wanting to see a female to win.
Yeah, it's that, and I
Yeah.
already knew. I already knew she was sided with Dougie. Like even when she was like, "Oh, I had sided with Dougie, but like not anymore, not anymore." I didn't believe it for a second because I can read people really well, and she kept coming to me and being like, "Oh, I feel so guilty. You picked my side, and I wanted to work with you," but then she'd run away from me. And I'm like, why are you running away from me? If you are really feeling guilty, why aren't you consoling me in this moment and taking the time with me? You could tell that there was something else going on. So I wasn't shocked. I knew that was coming out. I'm glad it came out in the house. And I hope she sees that I could have blown up her game, and I chose not to.
Can you really blame her? Like I think about, for example, if you were to go back on another season as a returnee and there was
Mhm.
somebody else from like 12 there, like can you really blame them for sort of like wanting to work together?
It makes total sense.
Yeah.
They have a huge target on the back. They are the biggest move of season 12. Whoever takes out Anthony and Spicy, that is amazing for their resume. They're in trouble this week. It may not happen this week. It may not happen next week, but they're definitely gonna, there's huge targets on their back. So it makes complete sense that they're gonna work together.
In your opinion, being the super fan that you are, why don't all female alliances work? Is it in the DNA? Are guys more geared to stick together like on Doug's first season with the Pretty Boys?
I can speak only to my season, season
Mhm.
12. And I feel like, again, everyone is very smart, but everyone is also very thirsty. Everyone is very thirsty for the attention, to be that, you know, devious person behind the scenes. And it's going to be their demise. I think
Mhm.
everybody is playing way two-faced, and it's going to affect their games. I think it's going to catch up to them, and they're going to be like, "Damn, why didn't I stick with these women? We could have done really great things." So,
Do you think that there is a case of the prisoner's dilemma at play where it's sort of like, yeah, I want to stick with the women, but wait a minute, I got to trust each and every one. And if even one of them deviates, then this plan is not going to work. And like, you just don't want to be the one that's not the one to deviate and get left behind.
yeah, there was definitely that. It was already starting to happen with
Yeah.
Lexus. The girls were kind of getting very sus of her because she would say she was with the girls, but she was hanging out a lot with the guys, but she wasn't bringing any information.
Mhm.
And we're like, this is not looking great. So the turning, it's so easy to turn on an alliance, on a female alliance, because females have that reputation as being the people that change and can't stick to it. So I saw them starting to spiral. It's really unfortunate.
You believe that Vivek was the one who outed the Girls Alliance to Doug. What made you suspicious of him, and do you still feel that way?
No, I thought Vivek was the one that told Anthony that I was targeting him,
Got it. Okay.
not the All
Yes.
Girls Alliance.
Got it. Okay. Yep.
So with that, because again, you have so much time to just think and over process everything. My light bulb moment was just remembering that conversation. I believe it was day 2. I was sitting with Vivek. I'm like, "Are you still for the original 12?" And for me, in that moment, that was trying to cover up that there was an all female alliance. That I was potentially still all about that, but I never confirmed that. I never said, "Yeah, I'm still all about it as well." But Vivek was like, "Oh yeah, I believe in this. I think this could happen." And then I was like, "Well, maybe that could have been information taken to Anthony." But then when I sat down with Vivek in this skip the dishes room, I
Mhm.
realized, I'm like, no, I believe this kid. I believe what he's saying, and I don't think he did take
Mhm.
that information. Um, and then me telling him that he thinks he's playing a really sly game and he's not, was me trying to help him maybe navigate week 2, because I know he's in trouble.
Have you applied for the show before, or was this a one and done kind of like deal?
Nope. Super fan. I kept going until I got it. So that's my biggest advice to anyone that wants to try is, if you want to try this, if you want to step out of your comfort zone, it is such a trip, and I highly recommend it. You do not get this experience anywhere else. I am so grateful for the opportunity. It's a dream come true. It was so amazing.
There is a line by the poet Tennyson that says it is better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all. And I bring it up because it's like when you get on the show, when you go through all these trials and tribulations, when you finally get cast, obviously there's a deep appreciation for the game that you get to play. But then when you go
Yeah.
home first, I always ask this to the first evictee, is it sort of like, is it better to have loved? You got what you wanted, you got on the show, but you went first. So how do you sort of reconcile that? Like, what do you walk away with? An appreciation for being there, or a
Mhm.
feeling of like venom for the people that took the experience away from you?
No, I'm the first option. I am so grateful. I love all those people. I'm going to hang out with those people outside the house. I can't wait to see how this season unfolds. No bad blood. It is just a game. It's a lot of it is luck, and luck was not on my side. It's just how my cookie crumbled. I couldn't gather the pieces, but I got the opportunity to play. And I do have to say, I feel really honored that I was in the house for almost 2 weeks. The first person is usually out within days.
Right.
I had 2 weeks of play. I played 4 competitions where my kids love the competition. So the fact that they got to see their mommy kicking butt in these epic challenges, I feel like I didn't get short ended in terms of a Big Brother experience.
All right, Janine, thank you so much. We will see you on the finale. See
Yes, amazing. Thank you so much. Great seeing you.
you later. Thanks.
Okay, take care. Bye.